Hey, here we go once again. This is Johnny Cinco with another podcast. Let's take these 5 minutes, right, to get right. And as we get through the process, we take those 5 seconds to regroup, refit, and let's get back at it. Let's talk about regret. Regret nothing. Only thing that regret gets us is always thinking about the past, always thinking about we could have done this, we could have done that, and it takes us nowhere. So if we're in that moment and we regret that we didn't do things in life that we had as a goal, as a task, as things that we regret, from our past, guess what? That regret that we have and we carry, it's only good enough for today, right? It's only good enough for yesterday. But us, as we get ready to get on this path, to this journey, to be better ourselves and be the best version of ourselves, regret is just a weight that we're carrying and we're dragging. So the only value that really regret has is the life lesson. So if the regret you're carrying, right, of I could have done this, I could have done that, I should have done this, I should have done that, we can stop it today. We can take those 5 seconds. We can take those 5 minutes, assess ourselves, regroup, refit, and let's get back at it, right? Learn from those mistakes, learn from those regrets. Don't let the past consume you because, again, we're moving forward and that's what it's about. So if today you find yourself where, you're struggling with that past, you're struggling with, I could have done this, I could have done that, I hope that you find it in yourself today to get back on the grind, to get back at it because, again, you deserve to be the best version of you. There's many things in life that I regretted at some point, right? But now that I've been in this journey of life, all those moments in time created what it is today. And just like you, I'm in that same journey. I'm in that same journey to be the best version of myself. So as you're in your journey, I'm in the journey with you. And again, Johnny Cinco always believes in you, believes that you have the capability, the capacity, the strength, today to get up there, to get back after it. Again, those goals you set for yourself, if it's losing weight, if it's reading more, if it's, writing, if it's, studying for your school, picking up the paper, typing out your keys on your keyboard, picking up that iron, in the gym, sweating from the conditioning, eating right, coming up with a plan. Again, the past is the past. Let's learn from it. They could have done this, we could have done that. But guess what? Take that as life lessons. Because today is the day that we get back on the grind. So thank you so much again. Always, always, Johnny Cinco believes in you. Your family believes in you. Your friends around you believe in you. But most of all, you should believe in yourself. So don't regret the fact that you're on this journey now. It's never too late to start. So again, let's get to it. Johnny Cinco believes in you. You deserve to be the best version of you. Your family, your friends, everybody around you deserve the best version of you. But most of all, again, ends with you. Ends with you. You are the person that you want to be the superstar for. You want to be that person that you want to be the the movie character, right? The main movie character in this movie. Treat yourself that way. Treat yourself like you're the person that you're taking care of. So again, don't regret anything. Don't regret the fact that you're on your path. Don't regret the fact that people are going to probably criticize that you're on a path, right? A path, your journey. But again, you'll thank yourself later. So this is Johnny Single, always believing in you. Thank you so much again for being part of this. And again, until next time, peace. Here we go once again. This is Johnny Cinco back at you with another podcast. Again, let's take these 5 minutes, 5 seconds to regroup, refit, and let's get back on the grind. So let's talk about being focused, right? We talk about being focused because, again, we tend to, have long-term goals, and exactly what they are. They're long-term. That means they take time to get to them. And sometimes, we get stuck on the short-term goals because we want, again, the short-term goals of getting to that long-term goal. And throughout the path to this long-term goal, We find ourselves wanting that instant gratification because, again, during the process, we set these steps to get there. And during the steps, we want some accolades, we want some recognition, we want to be able to see some type of progress. But I'm here to tell you, if that's what you're looking for, right, as you're progressing through these steps, progressing through your plan, these short-term goals end up being your downfall, because as the short-term goals that you set for yourself to get to that long-term goal, sometimes they don't come to fruition the way you would have loved to have had them, right? They don't come to action. I know nobody's patting you on the back. No one's saying a good job. No one's saying you're doing a good job, a hug, a pat in the back, a good job, you know, and that's what we want. We want that in our progress, but guess what? Sometimes it doesn't happen that way. And when we're in those moments of, man, I wish someone knew what I was doing. I wish I knew, I wish, and people, and we're looking for external validation. But I'm here to tell you that all this that you do, the grind that you're in, the journey that you're in, is done in the shadows. It's done behind the scenes. It's done when people are not looking. Because at the end, I always say, be the best version of you because of you. So when you look yourself in the mirror, you knew that you put in the work today, and you're chipping away little by little to that long-term goal. So if you find yourself where you're focusing more on the short-term goals, and as these short-term goals start coming in, and initially maybe you are getting those pat in the backs, good jobs, and then they don't come no more. They don't come. They stop, right? And then at the end, you feeling that, man, that same energy that people were giving you, out external forces, right? And you feel pretty good because it feels a little bit of that. Oh yeah, I'm on the right path. And then they stop coming, right? And now you feel that, man, this isn't worth it. This isn't worth it, and then again you stop progressing. You stop movement. And days turns into weeks, weeks turns into months, and months turn into years, right? And then you find yourself again having to refocus. So again, if you have again a long-term goal that you set for yourself, whatever the case may, whatever that is, right? Whatever that focus is, stay focused. Stay focused, because again, you deserve to be the best version of you. Jony Cinco believes in you. And again, I'm proud of what you're doing currently, right? So right now, if you find yourself in that funk of, hey, I'm not focusing, understand that this is going to be a process. Understand that the gratification ain't going to come on the daily basis, right? Motivation comes and it goes, right? It's a feeling, but discipline, right? Discipline. So again, if you find yourself having to write a to-do list of, hey, I'm gonna do this today, I'm gonna do that today, and then find yourself where it doesn't matter if I get the gratification or not. It doesn't matter if I get the pat in the backs or not. I'm working towards that goal. One is working towards that goal. And you'll, again, at the end of the day, look yourself in the mirror and understand that you did what it took to get there. So, again, this is Jony Cinco. And I always say it always, and I'll continue to say it, I believe in you. If no one else believes in you, I believe in you. And I'm proud of the efforts that you have done today. I'm proud of the fact that you are taking the time to listen to this podcast and get yourself back on the grind. I'm proud of the fact that you are getting back at it. Because again, if you ain't got nobody behind you, I'm behind you. I'm behind you. So again, let's stay focused. If we have that long-term goal, we have that long-term goal. We're going to chip away out of it little by little until we get there. And in the end, once we're on that goal, and once we earn that goal, right, we earn it through that sacrifice, through the grind, through the discipline, through the consistency. You'll see the results. But on a daily basis, at the end of the day, look yourself in the mirror, you know, look on your daily reflection, understand that you did what it took today. So thank you very much again for tuning in. This is Jony Cinco, always here, believing in you. Click on subscribe to the podcast. Peace. Here we go. Once again, this is Jony Cinco with another podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's talk about hesitation, right? In the moments where we find ourselves getting ready to get after something and we hesitate. Fear, horror consumes us. Doubt consumes us. Are we ready? We're not ready. How do we know? These thoughts start piling up in our mind, right, and eventually into our hearts, and then we hesitate to take action. And then we're dealt with, we could have done this, we could have done that, we should have done this, we should have done that. Don't hesitate. As we're in this journey, we find ourselves always wanting to get back to our center, doing the best for us, doing the best for you, for your family, for your friends, for your peers. So don't hesitate. Take that action. No one knows more about that than me. For life, for many things, and as I was growing up, I hesitated. And these hesitations sometimes can cost us promotions, could cost us that extra, uh, the win. And I'm not talking about possibly these wins in sports. I'm talking about the win of the day today. We hesitated to get up in the morning. I got 5 more minutes. I hesitated to do my hygiene this morning. Now I'm rushing to go to work. And now that affected me cooking my breakfast. I hesitated to take the pre workout. So now I'm not working out no more. I hesitated to make my coffee, and now I'm trying to stay awake. Simple things, hesitation. I hesitated today to actually, take the leap of faith and trust in myself and my capabilities. And now somebody's doing the job that I wish I was doing. Hesitation. So again, if you find yourself hesitating today, if you find yourself hesitating the last 5 seconds ago, the last 5 minutes ago, take those 5 seconds, 5 minutes to reset, regroup, and let's refit and let's get after it. Because hesitation adds up. And our friend, right? Our friend is us. Our action that we take today is what we do today. Time can also be our enemy. So, what I ask of you always, if you find yourself hesitating throughout the day, take the leap of faith, believe in yourself, believe the fact that you have what it takes to be the best version of you. You've done the work, you're disciplined. If you fall today, if you hesitate today, if you hesitate an hour ago, you hesitate 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago again, like Jony Cinco always says, take the 5 seconds, 5 minutes, reset, regroup, and let's get back at it. Jony Cinco believes in you, your family, your friends, everybody around you believes in you. I'm proud of you. But most of all, right, I always say this, you have to look yourself in the mirror. Understand that if you hesitate today, write it down, jot it down, and say tomorrow that ain't going to happen again. And if you find yourself in the moment where you're shaking of fear, of horror, right, because you want to hesitate, it's all in your mind. How do you know by hesitating the results that you have in your mind are actually going to be the truth? You don't know, but you'll thank yourself that you took the action. So let's take that action today. Again, let's continue to move forward because this is Jony Cinco, always here, but always here supporting you. I have your back. Again, this is Jony Cinco. Until next time, take those 5 seconds, take those 5 minutes to reset, regroup, and refit, and let's get after it. Peace. Hey, once again, this is Jony Cinco. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, 5 seconds, 5 minutes to reset, regroup, and let's get back on the grind. Like as always, Jony Cinco believes in you, and let's talk about every day. This is every day. This is every day. This is not a 9 to 5. This isn't punching in and punching out. When we on the grind, we on the grind. Every morning, every hour of every day, we're attacking. The enemy, right? Our resistance, our exterior forces, ourselves, we're battling daily. They don't take breaks. None of that takes breaks. So you shouldn't either. So if you have the type of person that needs to create a planner throughout the day where you setting your goals, you're setting those, 30-minute goals, 5-minute goals, 10-minute goals, hour goals, right? And you write them down, you jot them down. Let's make sure that you're getting after it. Don't treat your goal like it's a 9 to 5. I'm only gonna do this, from again from 09 to 5 p.m. This isn't a job. This is your life. Whatever you do to make money, that's what you may do to take money. But guess what? Throughout that time, throughout your breaks, throughout those 15 minutes of breaks, 30-minute lunches, hour lunches, right? You can go in there and start jotting down, progressing. White space. They call it white space. The time where you're able to do things to progress. Because again, you have a goal in your life. You have that goal that wakes you up in the morning. You have that goal that fulfills you, your life task. And your life is today. Your life is every day. So it starts when you wake up. It starts after you work out, after you respond to your emails, after you cook your breakfast, after you prepare your lunch for work. Throughout the day, throughout the hours, you're hydrating, right? You're drinking your water. You're doing all those things right, not for anybody else, but for you. You staying healthy, you staying motivated, you staying disciplined, you staying consistent because, again, you believe in yourself. You understand that people believe in you. The people are behind you looking at you. But most of all, like I always say, you're the one that has to look in the mirror and say, I believe in myself. So, again, as you're grinding, as you're staying motivated, keep on going. Because Johnny Cinco always believes in you, that you got what it takes to be the best version of you. So, this is every day. Don't quit. Don't punch in. Don't punch out. When you wake up, you're on and you're grinding and you're getting after it. And you'll thank yourself later. So, thank you so much again for tuning in. This is Johnny Cinco, always believing in you. Always believes that you have what it takes to be the best version of you because, again, if you believe in yourself, no one else, that's all the energy you need. That's all the motivation you need. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is Johnny Cinco. Until next time, peace. Hey, once again, this is Johnny Cinco with another podcast. 5 minutes, 5 seconds to get back at it, get back on the grind. And one thing I can say is, smiling, laughter always wins. So as we get close to again, this is Johnny Cinco. Thank you very much for tuning in. Another 5 minutes. Again 5 seconds to get back on the grind, get back after it, get refocused, to execute our lives goals. Laughter. Laughter always wins, meaning, as you are going through your life, you're going through these tasks, you're going through your goals, there's going to be setbacks. And there's always going to be those moments in time where you just have to laugh at the process, have fun, right? Have fun with what you're doing, because usually, we want to focus of being real serious on exactly what our goals are, but we got to laugh at them. We got when we fall, we got to laugh at. When we get poked fun at, just laugh at us. We laugh at ourselves because again, this is what makes the journey fun. So even if we're grinding, getting after these goals, this determination, the discipline, these tasks, always remind yourself to have fun while you're doing it. And again, if you fall, laugh at it, right? Sometimes we injure ourselves. And you know what? Take a smile, laugh at the process, because again, you're going to enjoy every moment of it. And at times, we find ourselves when we reflect back on the journey, we smile and laugh at the journey, right? When the tough times were there, you might have had some friends there, you might have had family there, you might have coworkers there, and then you can laugh with them, and be like, "Huh, man, remember this, remember that," and you laugh about it, right? Those that were in the journey with you, again, you laugh at it, smile, take a chill, and be like, "You know what, man, I appreciate everybody that was there. I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you so much," right? And then you laugh because, again, right, all of us are in the journey together, and we're all gonna laugh back, have fun, smile, and be like, "Man, that was hard." Multiple times as we go through life, we find ourselves in those moments, right, where, man, that was hard, and we laugh about it. Man, that was difficult, and we laugh about it, and we smile about it because, again, right, it's a joy, after the fact, but even when we're on the grind, right? There's many a times where I could talk about, when I was with my team or with a team and we're doing land navigation or we're doing, a workout together. I'm doing a workout together. I'm doing a heavy lift. I'm doing, just work in general. Being deployed, being somewhere in the world, and then laughing back at it and be like, man, that was tough. And then I just smile and laugh. And for those that were with me in those moments, guess what? I would share with those moments and remember this, remember that, and you laugh about it. Because that's what it's about, right? Sometimes we laugh about the struggle, we laugh about the journey, and we have fun while we're doing it. And sometimes in the moment we're not having fun, but then as we reflect back, we're like, man, that was intense, but I enjoyed it. And I wouldn't change it up and change it for the world. So again, if you find yourself in these moments where you find it difficult to laugh, guess what, man? Just take a time and breathe. 5 seconds, 5 minutes, and then take and have a smile. Because everything that we're doing, at the end of the day, we're gonna know that we're doing it for something, right? And that main person is you, right? Is one. So again, if you find yourself, overly focused and bitter and feeling like this is a task that's never gonna end, relax, sit back, and enjoy the process. And if you're in the moment, right, where you are pushing yourself and you look down, right, in that moment, and then you look up and you see a crowd, you see your audience, you see your fellow peers, you see your family, you see your friends, it all led you to this moment. So smile, laugh. And sometimes, during that you shed a tear. Because again, right, this is your journey. And this is Johnny Cinco, always believing in you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, click like and subscribe to the podcast. Thank you so much. Again, this is Johnny Cinco. Peace. Hey, once again, this is Johnny Cinco. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, this is another podcast, 5 minutes, 5 seconds to get back on the grind, get back after it. Let's refocus and refit, and let's talk about detachment. Let's talk about being detached. Let's talk about disconnecting for a little bit. As we kind of set our goals, we have a goal for our team. We are out there grinding, not only by ourselves, but with our family, with our friends, with everybody else that, we have a task, a goal in mind. And we find ourselves hitting roadblocks consistently. We find ourselves hitting the wall consistently. We find ourselves not progressing consistently. We're finding these moments in time where, like, man, I've been doing the same thing over and over and over again, but I'm not seeming to progress. That's the moment to detach. That's the moment to sit back and analyze. Why are we not progressing? Why is one not feeling the progress? Because this is a journey. And sometimes, in this journey, we go through different paths. And in that path, we have to find our way. So we got to detach sometimes. And that doesn't mean that we're quitting. Doesn't mean that we're stopping. It means we're just doing a tactical pause, where we're just pausing for a little bit and analyzing, okay, how can we do this better? How can we engage better? How can we get back on the grind? Because again, right, it's not about failure. Maybe again, there's some injuries. Maybe again, there's some setbacks. And we got to detach a little bit. Okay, do I got to warm up now? Do I got to some time? Do I wake up earlier? Do I have to, do a to-do list? Do I have to? There's a lot of have tos, right? But the only way that we can actually do it is detach. If that means I got to take 5 minutes, right, to not think about it, come back to it, does that mean that I'm quitting? No, that just means that I'm doing a tactical pause. Okay, you know what? Let me go ahead and focus on something else, and then let me get back to it. Because sometimes, we can hone in, We can think that this is the moment, this is the time, we got to do it now, 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 now. But sometimes, we're just pushing, again, we're hitting that wall. We're not seeing to progress. We're in the problem. We're stuck in the problem and we see no solution. So sometimes, again, we got to detach. Does that mean that I got to see things in a different perspective? Maybe asking a friend, a teammate, a family member, somebody you trust, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? How I'm going about things. Taking that feedback. Sometimes it's looking ourselves in the mirror and be like, where am I failing? Right? Where am I not continuing to progress? You're detaching a little bit. Again, take a breather. Walk around the block. Get on the bike. Look at, maybe a sitcom, right? A quick little break. Then let's get back at it. 5 seconds, 5 minutes to regroup, reset, detach. And in those attachments that we have, we're going to find that those voices, those callings, that energy, that friendship, them peers, that family, the people that love you, but most of all, you love yourself. And those messages come. And you're like, man, I'm glad I took the break. And now I'm refocused, revitalized, re-energized, motivated, disciplined. And step by step, we get back at it. So again, what I ask of you is always, stay focused. And in this focus, in this hard work pays off. In this grind, in this getting after it, there's also moments of detachment. And we have to detach a little bit. And that's okay. Because ultimately, it's about moving forward. So if you find yourself hitting a wall, getting to that point to where you're tired, you're getting injured, detach a little bit, take a break, analyze, and let's get back on the grind. So thank you very much for tuning in. Again, this is Jony Cinco, always here, believing in you, providing, feedback. But again, at the end of the day, I believe in you, and I want the world, but mostly you, to be the best version of you. So thank you again for tuning in. This is Jony Cinco. Peace. Hey, once again, this is Jony Cinco with another podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, it always takes about 5 minutes, 5 seconds to get back on the grind. So let's talk about when is the perfect time, right? When is the perfect time to start this journey? When? Is it tomorrow? Is it today? Is it in the next 5 seconds, 5 minutes? The when is now. The when is now. So you'll find yourself, with all the different excuses of when the perfect moment happens, when everything's settled in, when I have all the money, when I have all the commodities, or have all the things that are around me that are the perfect condition. That is when. If you waiting for the when, that when's never going to happen. So what I ask of you is always, as you think about when is the moment to be the best version of you, I'm here to tell you the time is now. So as you're listening to this podcast and you're internally looking at when am I going to start eating right, when I'm going to start working out, when I'm going to start writing that book, when I'm going to start reading again, when am I going to start? And at the end, you find yourself trying to create these conditions, right? I should have, I wish I had this. I wish I had that, If my conditions were better, I could have done. When? The when is now. So if you find these tasks, you got to eat at them little by little. So if you have this goal of losing weight, you have this goal of writing a book, you have the goal of starting a vlog, you have a goal of starting a podcast, and you're waiting for those moments, guess what? There's always a process. There's always something that's in your mind. There's always something in your heart. There's always people around you that are doubting you, and you doubt yourself mostly. But I'm here to tell you the when is now. So when is the moment? Today. In the next 5 seconds. If you got to stop and pause, in the next 5 minutes. But at the end of the day, today is the when. So if you find yourself battling with yourself internally of when is the perfect moment to get after it, get after those goals, get after those tasks. When? When is now. So again, I believe in you. You have what it takes. The world believes in you. Your family believes in you. I believe in you. Most of all, you got to believe in yourself. So if you find yourself struggling with those wins, if you're waiting again for those perfect conditions, time will pass by. Because sometimes when is never going to happen until you take action, until one takes action. So what I ask of you always is get back on the grind, get back after it, stay motivated, stay disciplined, stay consistent, because the win is today. The win is in the next 5 seconds. The win is in the next 5 minutes. So again, if you had to set the conditions for you to do those specific things that you are wanting to do, if you got to get up early or you got to prepare things out, lay things out in order for tomorrow for you to execute, then do that. Don't wait for anybody else, because you're the one that has to take that action. So if today you made the decision to say tomorrow, today, later, I'm going to get after it, I believe in you. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Jony Cinco. Thank you once again. Click like and subscribe to the podcast. Until next time, peace.